Meghan Markle is being the supportive wife that you know she is. She's supporting Harry. She's saying to Harry, I understand you've got to make amends with your brother William. There's one condition. The royals have done a lot of bad things to them too.
Everything you've said so far is tosh. They were the people who went on national television with Oprah Winfrey and slated the entire royal family as racists. Harry gets it. Harry wants to go down on bended knee, as he should. The big companies have dumped them. They're a joke. You really think Meghan Markle has learned a lesson? You really think she would come back here?
Hello, welcome to today's Daily Expresso. I'm JJ Anisiobi, but more importantly, I'm joined by the wonderful Carole Malone. Reunited.
Hello, darling. Hello. You've been away. You've been on holiday.
I have. I've been away, getting away from it all, getting away from you. Relaxing,
yeah, good, yeah.
Get my
have you put some
down.
weight on? You look as if you might have put a bit on.
The food was good. Before we jump straight into Meghan Markle, let me thank our sponsor of today's episode, the Pure Gold Company. Thank you. Now, back to Meghan Markle.
Okay.
Listen, it's good news, Carole. You're going to absolutely love this. Okay? Meghan Markle is being the supportive wife that you know she is. She's supporting Harry. She's saying to Harry, I understand you've got to make amends with your brother William. Hurrah, that's wonderful. But she says one thing. There's one condition. Can you guess what that condition is for Meghan Markle?
I'm not going to apologise.
Wrong. The one condition is that Harry cannot be the only person to apologise because the royals have done a lot of bad things to them too.
Right. Now, everything you've said so far is tosh, because basically this is not, she's not been a supportive wife at all. What she's basically saying to him is that you will only make up with your family, which I helped you break free from. You will only make up with them if you agree with the conditions that I impose. Now, it's not down to her to say that. What she's basically saying is, because Harry realises now that he's got to make up with William, because William is going to be king at some point in the future, and he wants to make up with his father. And Meghan is saying, well, you can do all of that, but you're not going to be the only one apologising. Now, she said something like, one of her people, Team Sussex, said, he can't be the only person to apologise. It has to, because there were things happened on both sides. No, actually, they were the people who went on national television with Oprah Winfrey and slated the entire royal family as racists. They also tried to destroy the monarchy by slating the institution itself and saying how bad it was. They have made a living for the past 5 years out of slating the monarchy. Charles, however, and the rest of the family haven't actually said anything at all. So I'm not entirely sure what they have to apologise for. Harry gets it. Harry wants to go down on bended knee, as he should, because he realises they've burnt all their bridges everywhere else. In America, they think they're a joke now. We know that Meghan's just had a movie out, and you were away last week, so you might have missed this story while you were having cocktails. But the story was that she's put a movie out called Cookie Queens, and it's bombed it's bombed so bad that a little film with lots of cat clips on it, got double the viewings that weekend and made double the money. Her movie made 257,000. This movie made over 500,000. When I say movie, cat pics. That's what made 500,000. So she's bombed there. She's bombed in the homemaking business. That's not doing very well. The warehouses are piling up with the jam that's not selling for 40 quid.
For legal reasons, we can't call it jam. It's spread.
It's whatever it is. It ain't selling, and it's not selling at the prices. So she's failed every project she has launched. She's failed. So Harry gets that. He gets the fact that they're running out of money. All the big companies have dumped them. They're a joke. They're an embarrassment. So Harry realises the only thing left to salvage what's left of his life is to come back here, where he will be a prince again, where he will be living in big posh palaces and be taken care of by a family that can afford to take care of him. So he's made inroads into that. I mean, he cocked it up when he was here before the Invictus Games by he got offered a space in Buckingham Palace, of course, and he just got uppity and a bit arrogant and said, I'm coming there. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm coming there. No, I'm not. And Charles in the end said, you're not. I'll make the decision for you. You're not, because you're messing my stuff about. But incredibly, he's had a second invitation, but we'll talk about that later. But let's talk about Meghan. She is saying here that, that these conditions about the non-apology, it has to be a mutual thing. Well, no, it doesn't.
Why not?
Because tell me what the royal family did that they need to apologise for?
Well, according to Harry in the book Spare, which was a bestseller,
Right.
William punched Harry so hard that Harry fell into the dog bowl and smashed.
This is when
the
he
dog
was
bowl.
about 15.
No, this is more recent. This is when he was with Meghan. Also,
I don't think it was.
also
but
they
anyway.
that's what it's in the book. It's in the book.
Okay.
And when William stormed out, William said to Harry, "You don't need to tell her any of this." That's what Harry said in Spare. Also, Harry says
Do
that.
we think everything Harry said in Spare is the absolute truth? Is it his truth?
I think it's his truth.
Or is it the absolute truth? Because they're two entirely different things. Now, you see, when you're writing a book, and have you written a book before?
I've written 3 children's books.
So you'll know that publishers want you to give a little bit of juice. They want a bit of dirt. They want a bit of excitement because they're paying you lots of money. And in Harry's case, it was $2 million. Oh, no, it wasn't. What did they pay for the advance? It was about that. But he made
like
millions,
20 mil
yes.
in the end, yeah.
So they want dirt. And so I think there would have been a little bit of cajoling on all sides to make stories juicier than they actually were. But the bottom line is, Harry also, didn't he publish the story in Spare about how wills had been circumcised? Well, you don't need to tell the world that. That's a bit private, I think. That really is an invasion of your privacy. And there are lots of other things that, we know that Meghan... Well, so when I say we know, the stories we've all heard are that Meghan made Kate cry. Meghan says it was the other way around, but I know who between the two I believe. So Meghan is now saying, yeah, we'll come back. Well, we don't actually want them back. I mean, that should be made clear from the start. We don't actually want them back. But Meghan is saying, well, if we come back, you're just going to have to just do what we say. And what we say is, you've got to apologise to us because people don't know what we suffered while at the palace. What did they suffer at the palace?
Well, Harry and Meghan said that Meghan was suicidal and that they were asking for help. They didn't get enough help from the royal family on that.
Well, the thing is, she's a grown woman, actually. So if she needs help, and bear in mind that her and Harry are very into getting help for mental health issues, well, then why not go and source it yourself?
Well, the story that the story Harry said at the time in the book was that they had wanted to go and see a doctor, and the royal family had said, "You can't go and see that doctor or this doctor or that doctor because then the story will get out. You must see."
Well, is that not fair? Is that not protecting Meghan as well? Because if you go to a doctor who's got a flappy mouth, that's not good for you, and it's not good for your condition either. If any doctor who spills in that way is not good. So that could have been a protection for her. But I think, you got to remember, Meghan is totally estranged from her family, from her father, her aged father, who is really not well, and who she hasn't seen for years, and from her from her sister and her brother. Now, that's fine for her if she wants to live like that. But it's just odd, isn't it, that the man she marries suddenly is totally estranged from his family, and you can't help but wonder if there was some encouragement from her in that way, because at the time they were just married, he was crazy mad in love with her. Men are influenced by their wives. They listen to what their wives say. And suddenly he's estranged from his family and they're the devil incarnate. We never heard any of that before from Harry's
Carole, as a smart journalist that you are,
I
know that it's very unlikely it was all Harry, Meghan, and there's not even one thing that people on the other side did that they perhaps could say sorry for. I'm sure there is at least one thing.
Meghan got offended by a conversation about the possible colour of her unborn child's skin. Now, she cited that as racist. I think that conversation between mixed race couples is a perfectly normal conversation to have. I think the conversation would have taken, we wonder what he will look like. Will he be brown? Will he be coffee? Will he be what? What is it going to be? I don't think that's a racist conversation to have. Do you?
I don't, but I don't know the tone in which it was said. And Meghan wasn't there. It was Harry who then someone made this comment too. But by the way, my book, One Night with Carole Malone, is available in all good Amazon stores. Now let's move on to Harry.
Yes, okay.
Everyone's got that drawer at home. Old chargers, foreign coins, a watch that stopped working in 2011. Now imagine opening it and finding a stack of gold coins from the Royal Mint. Suddenly it's not junk, is it? It's your financial safety net. The Pure Gold Company, which was voted the UK's best gold broker and one of the Sunday Times' fastest growing private companies, makes owning real physical gold easier than you think. One-to-one expert guidance from an actual human, from your first question to final delivery, is insured to your door or kept safe in a professional vault. And you can download their comprehensive guide to buying gold by visiting their website, which is in the description. Check the link. Oh, and tell them JJ sent you. Harry, he is now making moves. So whether he's going to apologise or not, and whether they're going to have apologies bestowed upon them, what we do know is he is making moves to try and get back into your family. And the sources are saying that he's got to do it now before William becomes
Of course he has,
king.
because William's going to tell him to go and do one. William will tell him to get on his bike and off you trot, because William has taken a lot of what was in spare incredibly personally, and he has every right to do that.
Yeah.
Because Harry blew secrets, personal secrets. Harry's always going on about invasion of privacy, the invasion of his privacy. He completely invaded the privacy of his brother by putting into the public domain stories that should never have been there. He also upset his wife hugely, and William would be very protective of his wife.
Yeah.
So Harry knows that this is the moment. But you see, I say that he knows this is the moment, but this is to say, when he was in London a couple of months ago for the Invictus Games, it wasn't even a couple of months ago, it was less than that. When he was here for that, he was still behaving arrogantly and like he had a right to pick and choose where he should stay in London at royal palaces. He messed them about. Now, he will have to learn from that and not do that again. So apparently he thinks this second invitation he's had now in September, it's the Well Child Awards he's coming for. He thinks this is a great big deal, and it is a big deal. But if he messes it up this time, if the arrogance comes out, if the silliness comes out, if he starts behaving in an imperious way, which he did before, well, then Charles really is going to say, "Off you go." But I don't think he's ever going to see Wills, not in the next couple of years. I think Wills was very angry during the last visit because he felt his father was being messed about and manipulated. And I'm sure that anger will only increase if Harry does that again. So even though the stories are now, Harry wants to come back here. He's bored in America. He realises there's nothing there to do for him. I mean, he's spilled his guts now. There's nothing left to spill. So he has to, he wants to come back here. And I think a lot of people are saying he really misses the family unit. Remember he grew up surrounded by, his brother, his cousins, a myriad of cousins. They were everywhere, Yeah. He had very close relationships with them all. Andrew's kids and Princess Anne's kids, they were all very close. That massive extended family, he doesn't have that now. All he has in Montecito was Meghan. Well, that's enough of that said. I mean, I just have to say the word. All he's got is Meghan.
And the kids.
And his kid. Well, his kids go without saying, yeah. But in terms of family, which when you're part of a big family, a big extended family, it shapes your life. It shapes what you think, how you behave with other people. It shapes how you treat your own kids. And he's been separated from that now for nearly 6 years. So I suspect he wants to come back, and I suspect he wants to try and rebuild relationships. I suspect he's going to have to do it alone, because I don't think Meghan will come back here and follow the rules that she will have to follow if she is readmitted in any way, in any small way, back into this institution. Because she learned the first time round, the institution will not bow to her. And, if she tries it again, well, the same thing will happen again.
So maybe she's learned a lesson, and now they'll come back and she'll toe the line.
You really think Meghan Markle has learned a lesson? You really think she would come back here and follow the rules imposed?
I think she would.
Do you?
Yeah, I think she would.
So why is she messing around saying, we're not going to apologise, it's got to be reciprocal, it's got to be a two-way street?
Because she thinks that she was done wrong by some of the royal family.
Well, I'm sure some of the staff that accused her of bullying thought they'd been done wrong by as well.
Maybe she'll have to apologise
I'm sure
to them too.
the Queen might say that Meghan was quite demanding if the Queen had been the kind of person to speak out, because we hear that Meghan was very demanding. She wanted the run of all the jewellery and the tiaras and everything, and the Queen said no.
Yeah, so now she'll know, I ain't going to get that this time, so I'm just going to toe the line.
Well, I really I celebrate your optimism, the fact that she's a changed and wonderful human being. I think it's good that you can think that.
I think she's changed as much as you've changed, Carole.
Well, I'm not professing to have changed.
You have changed. After that night in Paris, you have changed.
What are you talking about?
It was wonderful.
What are you?
It was great.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
You're going to vomit.
Oh, dear me. Never mind. Crack on.
Well, that's a good point for me. A good time to stop.
Oh, I
and
think
talk
it
to
is,
you.
actually.
And talk to you, listeners and viewers, about Incogni. Do you get those weird phone calls from numbers you didn't sign up for? You get emails, spam for stuff you never signed up for? That's because somebody has sold your personal details, your phone number, your email, your home address. They've sold it to a third party, and now they are going to bombard you until it's too late. But with Incogni, simple. You just go on, click the link below in the description, go to Incogni. In 2 minutes, you sign up and then sit back. Incogni will take care of it all. They'll contact every single place that's got your details, and they'll tell them, delete it. It's that simple. And because we love you here at the Daily Expresso, we've got you 60% off for the first year. 60% off. No one else is doing that. We've done that for you. Just click the link below. Carole,
yes?
Talk to me about Prince Harry's uncle.
Yes, Earl Spencer has written a book about his sister, Diana, and it's called Swan Song. My Sister Diana. Anyway, so this is to coincide with the 30th anniversary of Diana's death. And my first thoughts are, why has he waited 30 years to publish this book?
Yeah.
Why has he waited so long? And because I just fear it's going to be a very bitter book. I think he's going to use it to attack the royal family. I don't think he'll be. I think he'll be doing that more than he'll be talking about his sister. You remember he made that very bitter and impassioned speech at Diana's funeral, where he talked about how badly she'd been treated by the royal family. And he actually said from the pulpit, he said that Harry, he said, Diana's blood family, meaning Harry and Will, would be forever protected by him. Well, that's never happened, has it? I doubt if he's even seen them over the past 10, 15 years. But anyway, so he's writing this book now, and I was wondering why he's writing it, because, on the surface, he's a very rich guy. He owns Althorp. But, the thing about him is he's asset rich and cash poor. And he will be making a shed load of money from this book. Make no mistake about it. This is going to be a global bestseller because people all over the world still want to know about Diana.
Yeah.
And he's just saying this is the real truth. Well, again, this will be his truth, which doesn't necessarily mean it's the real truth. And I remember stories, when Diana first met Charles. Her and her brother didn't say that much of her. And he hadn't been that kind to her throughout life. And here he is now writing a book saying how wonderful she was. And I don't know how much she actually saw him during the years she was married with Charles, and how much did he really know about what was happening. I'm not sure that he would have. Anyway, but then I realised Charles has had 3 divorces in the past couple of decades. Not Charles. Yeah. Charles, her brother.
No. King Charles.
No.
Diana's brother.
Yes.
The Earl.
Yes.
Is his name Charles? No.
Charles Spencer, yeah.
Charles Spencer.
Yeah. How stupid do you feel now then?
I feel very stupid now.
Yes.
Okay.
Charles Spencer
Right.
has had 3 divorces in the last couple of decades. They've been very expensive divorces. I mean, millions and millions of pounds. So a man who's asset rich and cash poor might need a little bit of cash. Unless, of course, he's giving it all to charity, and I take it all back if he is, but I'm not entirely sure he will be. But I just wonder what he's going to get out of this. He's saying he wants to tell the whole truth about. Well, he wasn't around for a lot of Diana's life. He just wasn't.
Well, how do you know Diana and him weren't texting and calling each other, and Diana's calling up and saying,
because
this
that's
what's
not
happened,
the stories that were
happened.
around at the time. And you talk to writers like Angela Levin, who has written books about all of this. She's just saying they weren't that close. And you can turn your face up at Angela Levin all the once. She knows she's got more knowledge in her little finger than you have in your entire body about the royals. The woman has researched them to within an inch.
Yeah, sounds like
and
a
she
stalker.
just says they didn't get on that well. There were huge periods. And Charles Althorp, get it right now, Charles Althorp, was never that kind to her. So I found it an interesting move on his part.
Well, I will wait until I've read the book. And
Will
I'll
you
cast
read
judgment
the
then.
book? I don't believe for a second you will read that book. Not for a nanosecond.
I'll probably listen to the audio. I'll listen
because
to the
I
audio.
like to be informed, but you don't, because you don't even know his name. explain properly.
I'll get one of the journalists out there to read it for us.
Yes, and then they can tell you what's going on in it. Okay.
Put it in bullet points for me.
Yeah.
I think he has every right to write the book and give his version of events. Is Diana's brother.
So why do you think he's waited so long?
I think he did it out of respect for the boys because they were too young.
30 years, don't
and
talk
now 30 years on.
30 years on. Harry's 45.
41.
41. It must be Will's that's nearly 45. These are men in their 40s. You don't have to wait 30 years to write a book that's not going to upset them.
I think no matter who writes a story about Diana, unless it's the royal family, you're going to say, well, that's just their truth. Doesn't mean it's the truth.
No, I don't say that at all.
If Charles did a book about Diana, you'd be like, of course he knew. He was married to her. Of course he's telling the truth.
What do you think he's going to say about Charles, do you think?
I think he's going to say he treated her terribly.
Do you think so? Okay.
And Charles was never really in love with Diana. He was always in love with Camilla, and he was forced to marry Diana.
I think that part could be true, but I think this was just two people who actually weren't suited to each other, not from the get-go. Remember that really cringe-making engagement when their engagement was announced, and Diana talked about being in love, and Charles said, well, whatever love is. And I thought then, God almighty, what's wrong with you, man? Mm-hmm. And that kind of set the tone for me, because it was clear then that they were mismatched people. She was a kid. She was madly in love, but it was a fantasy kind of love because she was a child.
Yeah.
But she knew very soon into that relationship that the relationship with Camilla hadn't stopped. Mm-hmm. And, even the cufflings, remember, the present. She knew all of that.
There were 3 people in this relationship.
Exactly. And so, she had a terrible marriage, but, I'm not sure how much Charles Spencer knows about the ins and outs of that marriage, or about his sister and the problems that she had.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
We will find out
when you read the book and tell me what happens.
Well, I'm not doing your research. Read it yourself. Buy the book.
Don't tell me how it ends. I don't want to have a spoiler.
Oh, really?
Oh, Carole.
I think we know how it ends.
Thanks for coming in, Cass.
It's a pleasure, dear. Now you need to go and do a little bit of historical research now. Charles Spencer, Charles Windsor. Yeah. One's the king, one's Diana's brother. Now off you, Bob.
Cheers, babes. Well, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, hit the hype button. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.